These are exciting days in the life of the church. The Holy Father is inspiring us to take up the task of teaching who Christ is with greater vigor and energy. He is leading by example, to the point that his very hopeful and aspirational message is having an enormous impact on the entire world. So many people are responding to follow Christ with greater zeal and are coming to know the joy of the gospel. We in the Archdiocese of Chicago have taken on a bold challenge to be more creative and intentional in sharing and passing on the faith by launching the To Teach Who Christ Is campaign. The aim is to take faith formation to a new, innovative level. This will take additional resources, and we have an ambitious goal of raising $350 million. The campaign will strengthen our diocesan and parish educational efforts as we pass on the faith with fresh vigor and creativity for this and future generations.
Transforming parishes, the spiritual homes of the 2.2 million Catholics in the Archdiocese, is central to the To Teach Who Christ Is campaign. Not only will those in economically distressed areas receive help for critical facility issues, parishes throughout Cook and Lake counties will retain as much as $150 million to address local needs.
A majority of the funds that are raised by the To Teach Who Christ Is campaign go directly back into the local parish through a need that is identified or different needs that are identified by the pastor, the leadership team. They're able to go in, look at what the need is, whether that's renovating the pews and kneelers, whether that's building an adoration chapel, whatever that need is, and they're able to receive that money after raising it and start to address those different needs that they have.
The needs are many, and parishes that have run successful campaigns aren't wasting any time using their funds.
We're going to use the funds raised for a multi-purpose building here in our parish, St. Vincent Fair and River Forest.
Here at St. Mary of Chelstova Parish, we will be using the Teach Who Christ Is funds for the purpose of repairing our church floor, for a new roof on the rectory, and for the repair of our organ.
At Ascension St. Susanna, the fund will be used for renovation of our glass windows, painting of the church, and remodeling our pews. And that's what we are going to do.
St. Peter and Paul Parish is using it for maintenance. Gutters, roof, painting, paving the lot, among the first things we have to do.
Raising funds may be challenging, but the rewards are many. And those rewards are not always measured in dollars and cents.
The To Teach Who Christ Is campaign was a blessing for our parish because it brought us together, we got to know ourselves better, and we exceeded our own expectations. I didn't think it was going to be easy. It wasn't, but a lot of work, but it was a blessing at the same time.
I'm glad that it is becoming a success, and it is needed. We need it, the Chicago Archdiocese need it, and all around it's going to help everybody to be whole. It's a come-together situation.
And one nice thing is, as we started having some success, Father and the committee was able to then tell people, hey, we're now at 25%, we're now at 50%. And the momentum built, and I think more people maybe who might have been a little bit on the fence realized it was actually something that was working, something that was very good for the parish, and discerned and decided to pledge.
I was just moved and touched by the fact that people were willing to give and proud to give to their parish. As a priest, to see those reactions was so beautiful.
Our parishes are thriving faith communities where more than 96,000 children a year learn about Christ in religious education programs. To Teach Who Christ Is will take faith formation to a new, innovative level. This campaign will allow the Archdiocese to identify, study, and replicate the current best approaches to teaching our faith, as well as assist with the formation and certification of catechetical leaders.
At this point in the Archdiocese, we have about 8,000 catechists, volunteers who volunteer their time on a weekly basis to teach religion. Now we'll take those volunteers and invite them to enter into some more formational programs to deepen their faith. Then we will use it for CREs and DREs for people who are upcoming leaders of religious education and youth ministry to train them in the practice of faith. And finally, we'll use those funds for our youth ministry to help build stronger programs in more locations.
The funds earmarked for religious education will revitalize our faith formation programs, strengthening the ability of thousands of Chicago area Catholics to learn, live, and love their faith.
I think it's important to learn about God and Jesus because as a Catholic, that's about your faith, and you need to learn a lot about your faith.
My family and my parents were the first people that taught me about Christ, but going to religious education classes every single week really strengthened that bond.
It really gave me a sense of what it means for a lay person to really be in touch with their faith and be willing to share that faith with others. So my teachers were really on fire for the faith, really loved the Catholic Church.
The things we're teaching you now is what's going to help you when you run into adulthood, when you become adult and run into some real life problems. You'll have the basic tools to make good moral decisions that will affect your future.
Archdiocese of Chicago Catholic Schools have a proud history of providing students with an excellent education, supported by a strong moral foundation. Through the Catholic Education Scholarship Trust, To Teach Who Christ Is will provide scholarships and ensure a Catholic education for future generations. It will also improve the academic excellence of our schools through school reform efforts, professional and leadership development, and technology upgrades.
The To Teach Who Christ Is Scholarship Program will just be a wonderful boon to the children and families of the Archdiocese of Chicago, providing young people access to wonderful schools, to faith-based education. It's very important for us to build the Education Trust, the Juan Diego Scholarship, the Augustus Tolton Scholarship, and all the other components of the scholarship program that will impact parents and kids, giving them access to great schools.
The success of our Catholic schools can be measured in statistics: teacher-student ratios, attendance and graduation rates, students going on to college. The success of our schools can also be measured in the hearts of those who have experienced a Catholic education.
Being Catholic myself, I want my children to also grow up in a Catholic background, to the discipline that they enforce. The classroom sizes is always a good positive. I know that my kids get more one-on-one attention here at a Catholic school.
Everybody knows each other. It doesn't matter if it's an 8th grader or a preschooler. They most likely know, the 8th grader is going to know their preschooler's name, and they will look out for the children no matter what.
There were really a lot of bullies, and I got bullied a lot. So when I came here, it really changed me. It made me a better person, I think.
We always joke with the kids that during the school day, we are their parents. So they are held accountable for their actions. We follow them, and the parents know that we are also reinforcing what they're teaching at home with their religious background and also with the moral conduct of their kids.
I love my teachers here, and they really impact my life. They're just willing to do anything and everything to help me out, and they just go above and beyond any expectations for a teacher.
The To Teach Who Christ Is campaign is well on the road to success. Our $350 million goal will be met to ensure strong parishes, Catholic education, and faith formation for years to come. We're in this together. Parishes across the Archdiocese, working as one for a strong Catholic future, working as one to teach who Christ is.
So many have already joined in this effort, and I am pleased to announce that we have reached half of our overall goal. Funds already are flowing to parishes, families through increased scholarship assistance, and the efforts to make systemic improvements in our religious education systems in the Archdiocese. We all have a stake in making this campaign a success, and I am convinced each of us will be proud when we complete this task, especially as we will leave the next generation with a legacy of sacrifice. Our shared sacrifice will prompt them to take up the torch we are passing on to them. Thank you in advance for joining in this effort. God bless you all.